Hello again, this is the Home Bakery Handbook. My name is Kristen and today we're making chocolate covered Oreos. For this you will need Oreos, silicone molds, piping bags, candy melts, and a container to melt the candy melts in. Pour your candy melts into the container and microwave for 15-second intervals, stirring in between until it's perfectly smooth. You want to be careful to not overheat them because they will burn and they get a little chunky. We're definitely a fan of chunky around here, but not in our candy melts. So go ahead and start setting up your piping bag in a drinking glass to make it easier to get the candy melts into it. It just makes it easier to scrape your spatula off on the edges of the glass, and you have both hands to be able to, get everything out of the container that you're trying to put in the piping bag. Comment down below if this is a trick that you use or if you have any other hacks that would make life easier for us bakers. So now we're just going to pull the piping bag out of the cup and make sure that we get all of the candy melts pressed down into the bottom of the bag. Give it a twist and hold the bulgier part of the bag in your hand because it gives you more control when it comes time to pipe. Place the bag back into the cup and it actually holds it so that nothing leaks out of the top, and you're good to go. You're going to need a baking sheet for this next part. We're going to place our silicone molds on top of the baking sheet so that they're easier to transfer to the refrigerator whenever it comes time to let them set up. And here we have the unveiling of the Oreos in all their glory. They aren't double stuffed, unfortunately, because they don't fit in the molds the way that we would need them to. Alright, so we're all prepped and we're ready to start actually assembling these things. The first thing you're going to want to do is cut the end off of your piping bag. Give it a twist to keep the candy melts in and start piping your candy melts into the molds. Press a single Oreo into each one, going about halfway down. You don't want the Oreo to show through the top when you unmold it. Pipe a layer of candy melts over top, making sure that it goes down on the sides and connects with the other layer that you've put in. Now just start tapping the mold so that you can get out the air bubbles and level out the surface. You might have to tap it a little aggressively. So now you're just going to fill in any leftover candy melt around the edges, assuming you have any left over. I almost ran out here. And then just tap, tap, tap until it's perfectly smooth on top, or at least as smooth as you can get it. Now these are going to go into the refrigerator for about 20 to 30 minutes. It doesn't take them very long, and they will come out looking like this, which is almost exactly the same, but they're solid now, so you can decorate them. So my biggest tip for unmolding these is to make sure that you only touch the bottom. Do your best to not touch the sides or the top at all because you will ruin that sheen. So kind of flip it out onto your hand as best you can. And, just avoid touching any of the shiny parts. Boop. So here they all are, turned out of their molds and looking super shiny and ready to decorate. Aside from the striking mustard color we have here, they're looking pretty good. So I'm going to show you how to make these look like St. Patrick's Day Oreos. To decorate them, you will need green sprinkles, gold sprinkles, a Ziploc baggie, and your gold luster dust shake pot. So we're going to start with the White Oreo. We're going to drizzle it with the dark green candy melts that we used for the Green Oreo. Snip the corner off your bag and start drizzling quick lines in one direction, going back and forth. Then you're going to give it a quarter turn and drizzle back and forth again in the same motion but at a diagonal. This Oreo will be decorated with the gold 4-leaf clover stamp that we made in the previous video. I'll put the link down below so that you can go watch that if you'd like to see how those were made. And now we're just going to drop on a few of the green sprinkles. If any land on top of your stamp, you can just wait until everything sets up and you can just shake those off the top. Unless you're impatient like me and decide to go ahead and just move them now. So you're going to take your offset spatula, pick up this Oreo and move it to parchment so that it can sit there and fully set up, and we'll move on to the next one. Next, we will be decorating the Green Oreo. For this one, we're going to use a 50-50 blend of the white candy melts and the dark green candy melts to make this nice light green. And this one will get the white candy melt 4-leaf clover wax stamp, which we also made in the previous video. This one has the little gold flecks on it, and I think it's so pretty. This one gets a light scatter of the gold sprinkles, and it's good to go as well. I made myself wait to take the sprinkles off of the stamp this time. So pick it up on your offset spatula and move it to the parchment just like the previous one. So now we're going to decorate the golden Oreos. These are my favorite. You're going to need your Ziploc baggie and your sprinkle container with the luster dust in it. This is too small of a container to shake them around in like we did the stamps. So we're going to have to place those sprinkles into a Ziploc bag. We're going to use the same method with the cup, where we just put the bag over the cup to make it easier to get things into it, and pour your sprinkles in there. Now we're going to drop the Oreo into the Ziploc bag and give it a little bit of a shake. You'll just want to work the Oreo around inside to make sure that it gets evenly coated with the gold luster dust. It's already looking so good, so I went ahead and pulled it out, and it turned out it was done. It looks like solid gold to me. Like, I just love these. I think they turn out so cool. So you're going to go ahead and repeat that with the other two. Drop it in the bag, swirl it around, get distracted by the shiny stuff, and then place it on your plate. Then you're going to rinse and repeat with the last one, making sure that you seal the bag up this time, Kristen, because you got sprinkles everywhere. The sides are the easiest part to miss, so make sure you kind of roll it around in there to get the sides covered, and then place it on the plate. So shiny, so beautiful. I love these. And now for our final round of decorating, we're going to use any leftover candy melt at this point. It doesn't matter, you're not going to be able to see it. Pipe a little dollop on top. And lastly, just like with the other Oreos, we're going to add our wax stamp. For this one, we're using our dark green with the gold detailing. Be very careful that you don't accidentally drag your offset spatula through the dollop, and then use your finger to carefully press the wax stamp into place. Pick it up with your offset spatula and move it over to your tray with the rest of your beautifully decorated Oreos. You guys, check these out. I think they came out so beautiful. They're shiny and perfect for St. Patrick's Day. They have the 4-leaf clover on top, and I'm so proud of these. I think they came out really cool. Let me know in the comments below if you think that you would make these. So here they are, the St. Patrick's Day chocolate covered Oreos with chocolate wax stamps on top. They are absolutely beautiful, perfect for the holiday, and I just love them. If you liked this video, please hit that like button. It helps out my channel. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe so you don't miss my next video. And have a great day. I'll see you next time.